This is the sort of disaster the COP conference is trying to stop from becoming a common part of our future. Severe flooding throughout Colombia has swept away homes and displaced more than 90,000 people. Colombia's President Gustavo Petro naming a clear culprit and price tag to the latest disaster.
We are at the foremost of climate change. Because of it, we have calculated damages at $379 billion for initial aid and relocations of the people in high-risk areas.
In the Azerbaijani capital, Baku, UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres stressed the need for climate justice for nations who contribute the least emissions but suffer the most from climate change.
We need a new climate finance goal in COP29 that allows the mobilization of the trillions of dollars of finance developing countries need. This COP and beyond, I urge you, use your moral authority to demand action, demand leadership, and demand justice.
Bangladesh's interim leader, Muhammad Yunus, meanwhile aimed to cut through the noise, urging wealthy countries responsible for global warming to put up the funds to help mitigate the climate crisis.
It's like a fish market. You see where to press you hard to get the best price. I said that's a very wrong perception of the whole thing. There is why should there be negotiation? You cause the problem, you solve it.
But underlining the difficulties in getting a deal was the withdrawal of Argentina from the summit. Far-right President Javier Milei, a climate change skeptic, pulled his delegation and has threatened to withdraw from the Paris Agreement, the UN charter aiming to curb emissions to below pre-industrial levels by the end of the century. Milei is set to visit President-elect Donald Trump, whose victory last week is also raising concern about future climate commitments from one of the world's largest greenhouse gas emitters. Notably absent from COP29, leaders of the largest economies and carbon footprints. U.S. President Joe Biden, China's Xi Jinping, France's Emmanuel Macron, and India's Narendra Modi are not personally attending the summit. A far cry from the conference halls of Baku, residents of Colombia's Choco department are reeling from surging waters. With their possessions swept away, here the climate crisis is anything but abstract. Neil Giardino, TRT World.